Here we are on a hunt with Eddie Trevino. We're glad to finally get him at the ranch. He's been following us for a couple of years now, and little did we know how this whole hunt would unfold. It was a perfect ending to a roller coaster ride of a hunt, and we were glad to share in it with him. Here we have a beautiful 8 point that showed up pretty early, and being that it was the first night of the hunt, he tempted us quite a bit. I didn't want to talk Eddie into it or out of it. I wanted it to be completely his decision, and he showed a lot of patience in passing this buck up. But he was a gorgeous, gorgeous 8 point, and we both talked since he was feeding that we felt like there'd be a chance that we would see this deer again later on in the hunt. But Eddie wanted to see if anything else would pop out. But what a gorgeous, gorgeous 8 point. And you'll see that we have a meeting with him a little bit later in the hunt.
Being that he's iffy, I would, in the first night, I would be kind of like, that shot right there is beautiful. Yes, that side doesn't have anything else left. What would you do? That deer right there is a tough call, brother. That's a tough call. You're safe right here. We're sitting. Stay. I have 36. There's another deer right there. Yeah. That's probably what it's good. Oh, young buck. Smaller one. Yeah. He's pretty. Yeah, he's hard. Tough call. Yeah. Out of all my deer, I never shot an 8 point. Never. 9, 10s. Never shot an 8 point. I'm pretty sure he would count, but he definitely broke it off like fighting or rubbing or something. Because all I can make out is just like a spot there. Or something. I'm surprised. That's the only deer that's like come to eat. Now that we're getting later, they should be coming in to eat. But I mean, shit, for that being the only deer, that's not bad.
Here we are the following morning after passing up on that beautiful lake. You can see we got a nice 2 or 3 year old in this group. Still needs a couple more years, but this was kind of the pattern for the deer every morning. They would get a quick bite to eat early, right before going back to bed. And just prior to this, we actually had what I think was that same 8 point show up and eat just a little bit, but he stepped off before legal shooting light. And so the mornings were a pretty quick hunt for the most part. But again, what a beautiful youngster we have there. And they're all the deer here pretty quick. As you see them jump the fence, they head off to bed pretty early. You might see one or two around 9 or so, but that was about it as far as the morning hunts. Here we're in the same stand, but it was for the afternoon hunt. We felt like we had a really good chance of seeing more deer than just that 8-point, but we obviously this is Saturday evening, so we were definitely hoping that the 8-point would show and give us an opportunity when we would take it. But you're about to see something that not a lot of people get to see out in the wild. It's pretty rare to see when you're in the stand, but we thought it was so rare that we would add it to the video. Again, this is just more footage just to add on to the roller coaster ride of things we've seen during Eddie's hunt. So, pretty rare occasion to witness. It's a little bit later that evening, and look who shows up. It's that beautiful 8-point again. And we'll let you watch the rest and see how it all folds. Again, this is Saturday night, so this is the last evening of the hunt. Eddie's got one more hunt after this.
Yeah, okay. Boys, that's it. Yeah, boys, sir, that's it. Turn to look at that black face.
That wind was howling. This is right when the cold front hit, so it was actually blowing the stand so hard it was actually hard to keep the camera still to keep from getting a blurry picture, much less to get a shot off. We probably had wind gusts up to 30-40 miles an hour quite often during this hunt. after he shoots here in real time, it looks like it could have possibly felt like it was a good hit. We seen the dust fly. I thought it might have been after it hit the deer, and then we immediately go to the camera, replay the footage, and that's when we learned that it was a low shot and heartache sank. Now fast forward to the last and final morning. Here Eddie is crawling. If you're wondering why he's crawling, it's because we were about to get down and go rattle, but we had a pretty slow morning. We saw a big deer early on, but he took off before legal shooting light. And then Cody, who had already taken his buck previously in the hunt, he texted me. He was about a mile away from us, and he texted me and said they had a huge 8-point there. And knowing the terrain and being windy and stuff, I felt like we could make a sneak on this deer fairly easy, or at least have, really good chance. And so I didn't hesitate. I knew the deer were going to bed pretty early, so I felt like he wouldn't be there long. So I actually ran back to the truck to come get Eddie, and we hightailed it up there and then parked the truck shy, obviously, got out and walked pretty fast. And then about the last 50 yards, I stayed back because I just wanted little silhouettes as possible moving up on these deer. And what's pretty cool is Cody and Melissa are actually in that box blind, and they got a front row seat to everything. So there's a row that goes down left of that box blind, and Eddie sneaks up there perfect, puts a good shot on the deer, and what a perfect ending to a roller coaster ride of a hunt. I can't think of a better way for it to end, given everything we went through, and extremely happy for Eddie.
I think you'd have to do that for a deer. Oh, don't put the crawl on one, son.
Oh man, what a hunt!
We have got a story to tell with Mr. Trevino.
I'm going to write a book when I get back home. Man, guys, freaking awesome!
Head on.
That is teamwork.
Thank you, Cody. Thank you. Thank you, man.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Good job.
That's teamwork.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you too, boys.
Yeah,
Thanks, man.
absolutely, brother.
I mean, again, I'm speechless. Thanks, man.
With the hunt we've had, to end like this, it's just a perfect story.
Thanks again, man.
Yeah, well, let's go look at it. Well, the way the wind was blowing, I was going to stop back there by the stand, but realized it was more in our face. I was like, crap, we can get a lot closer. So we just parked over there and just walked real fast. I knew this corner would give us a chance to crawl up here pretty good. He was kind of hesitant. He was like, "You think this is going to work?" I was like, "Yeah, man, it'll work."
I've never done this before.
You got to try stuff like that, man. Sometimes that's the only thing that works.
Cody, if it wasn't for him and Melissa, and you too, Royce. I mean,
Well,
insane.
like I say, we were getting close to getting down to go rattle. I said, well, we know where one's at. And I thought about the terrain. I was like, we can put a sneak on that guy pretty good, pretty easy.
I've never done that. Yeah, you see that again.
Especially when the wind's blowing like this, you can put a sneak on him pretty good.
My buddy making a illegal.
Well, I got the video to prove it, brother. I got you crawling on your hands and knees and then going into the prone. So there was 2 others with him?
I believe so, right?
Yeah.
There's 2 of them.
Heck yeah, Eddie. He's got some good mass, what I see right here. Look at that. Oh, he's solid, man. Heck yeah.
Oh man,
I think he is better, isn't he?
he's pretty.
He's definitely
He's
wider
pretty.
than the other one for sure.
Cody, Melissa, thank you both, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Heck yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
Royce, thank you too,
You
man.
bet,
Hey,
man.
You're one patient man.
I'm glad it worked out the way it did. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. An 8, Royce?
Yep, you got your 8 finally. Oh, Eddie was he was eyeballing all the 8 points because he's never shot 8. They always had 9, 10, or whatever. And that sucker's probably going to be what, 19 inches wide, probably.
He's a good spread. Dang. Solid.
Yep.
Solid.
Good
Thank
solid
you.
mass
Thank you,
on it.
guys.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
I'm happy for you.
He's been rubbing too.
Thanks,
huh?
man.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you.
Happy for you.
Thank you. Cody.
Awesome.
Thank you again.
Good.